I think he might have had an idea about that, you know. You could never be sure.
Yeah, he's developed more reds here, continuing to play.
Nine.
Well, he got into that too much. He's queuing down on the ball, and the pot would be difficult queuing down on it. But this shot, he really gripped it. With lots of backspin.
Luca Brecel, 60.
So Selby's poor break off.
Well, he played the perfect shot to nothing, didn't he? He got the pot, didn't get a colour. We know what's coming.
Mark Selby, 1.
Made a good sound, though, that pot, as it went.
Well, that is a pretty good shot, outcome-wise. For Selby, there was a risk attached to that. He didn't know exactly where the balls were going to fuck it. That's a brave one. The other thing he could do, he could try and pot this first red directly or off the other red. It would be a screamer of a pot if it went in. I like the idea, though. It's a good cue ball, but he has left a red. It was a nice idea from Brecel. Aggression as ever.
Mark Selby, 1.
But he's...
Thank you. 1. Six.
It's not
9.
ideal, to be honest. Blind pocket. That'll
10.
do. Goodness, that will do. Nudging the red out. Quite a row of reds. Raised his hand as if he was unlucky, which I think he was, to leave that red. Oh dear, that's not good. Not good.
1.
A low-scoring frame, but goodness, this could be the frame which sends Luca Brecel very, very close to the title.
A good length, great length on the return from Mark Selby.
He just doesn't seem to want to play anything that's not completely positive. He knows he doesn't want to get embroiled in Mark Selby. But it's like anything else. Occasionally, there's just got to be a shot that where you just keep your opponent out for one. Brought about a mistake, though, which may not have finished too poorly on the cue ball finishing where it did. And the more balls that go safe, the more even a lead of 20.
Well, again, another good single pot from Selby. Would have loved to have been on the brown.
Bramble. Mark Selby
Well, look
won.
at that. He brought the yellow out. He tried to bring the black out, and he's got the snooker and very nearly got it.
This is where you've got such a good snooker brain, isn't it? Exactly that.
Yeah, I think it is a snooker. So what a shot that was.
Luca's got a big escape here. Well,
Foul and a miss. Mark
it
Selby.
didn't look very good, but I think Luca has given himself some kind of a guide, and he knows that he's just got to make a minor adjustment. If he gave away, say, another 4 points and hit the edge of the red, it would be worth it to him. Oh, that one's
Foul
further away.
and a miss. Mark Selby 4.
Just trying to hit the edge of a single red. It's not an easy shot.
Yep. Mark.
Bring yourself for that, even though there is a possible safety shot back for Selby. That's why the miss rule exists, because of situations like that. Of course, he could have hit that, one of those reds, any time he wanted. I think he played that.
Yeah, just a rueful look often favour
Bramble.
Selby in, but as he's seen, we've all seen Brecel, such a great potter, shot maker. not necessarily the case that Selby would be favourite with this frame. That black not only in open
Mark
play, but
Selby
down
one.
where it should be.
Yeah, I mean, he could have played him behind the green there just directly and forced the snooker. So that was the... And to be honest, that it's hard to say that Mark Selby hasn't played the right shot. Goodness me, wouldn't dream of it. But playing the snooker just keeps the pressure on. There's hardly anything in the frame. That's a terrific shot. Played with a trace of right. I mentioned that this match has not been played on Mark Selby's terms, but these sort of frames usually he would come out on top in.
Four.
Well, that's where he wants to be, somewhere in that region. Well, he's not played it all that well, to be honest. Yes, he's got a shot at the Reds, but it's by far and away a difficult shot.
Mark Selby 7.
But any consolation might be that Selby pushed that red by the black, and Selby straight away comes round to look to see whether anything's on amongst those two. Mark got very close to this. And just look at the other red. Blocks the black off a little bit.
Thanks.
Well, around two cushions, it was a very close positional shot.
Every bit as vital, scrappy, bits and pieces. Brecel's 16 in front.
Luca Brecel 7.
Get out into open play on this safety shot. Up and down the table. Just a little half chance here. Possibility of a shot to nothing red. Cue ball heading back down by the green and the blue. Oh, come on, Mark, but goodness, this is a horrible shot. Don't even think he'll take the red on. Well, if he took this red on and got it, I think he'd win the frame off it. And he wouldn't necessarily leave the other red. He's just checking to see if that one goes. The one that's to the left of the black into that right corner. But there's a lot of risk attached to playing it at all. He couldn't help himself, and the way he pots, I should think a lot of other players would be the same.
It's how he's got here, isn't it? It was a chance for 17-11. Rather resigned look on his face in his seat, though.
One. Three.
Well, the red pot's he's not on it ideally, actually. And of course, the problems might come later on. Look where the brown and the blue are away from their spots. You know, it's not the simplest of clearances.
Four.
It's the longest frame of the final so far. Mark Selby clinging on.
Yes, and he won't only need the blue the way he's going here. He will need up to and including the pink.
Ten. Twelve.
Good grief, it's tense in here, in this room right now. What a big moment in the evening session. Must-win frame for Selby.
$15.
I think that's pretty much ideal. He wanted an angle. He didn't want to be straight on the brown. But as I say, brown, blue, pink. There's still work to do from here.
$19.
I think he'll be delighted with that. He's got the shot to stun up for the pink.
$24.
Well, no one would ever give up in a world final, but Mark Selby is one of the few players who you think could win from 16-10 down. The pink, and there's 4 in it. What a frame to win. 35 minutes. Mark Selby.